Hello, dear learners. Welcome back to our channel, where English learning turns into a life-changing experience. Today, we begin the incredible life story of one of the greatest leaders in history, Nelson Mandela. This is not just a story, it's a journey of hope, courage, and determination. Listening to this story will help you improve your English vocabulary, pronunciation, and listening skills. But more than that, it will inspire you to dream big and never give up no matter how hard life gets. So get ready for the most powerful and most motivational story you've ever heard. Let's start the journey of Nelson Mandela, a man who changed the world. Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918 in a small village called Mbizo in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. His birth name was Rolihlahla Mandela, which, in the Xhosa language, means pulling the branch of a tree. Some people also say it means troublemaker, a name that would later reflect his boldness in challenging injustice. He was born into the Thembu royal family, a tribe known for its rich history and culture. His father, Godla Henry Mfakaniiswa, was a respected chief and advisor to the Thembu king. Although Mandela's family was not wealthy, they were deeply respected in the community. His mother, Nosekeni Fanny, was a devout Christian who taught him the importance of kindness, humility, and faith. Mandela's childhood was simple but filled with joy. He lived in a hut made of mud and straw, surrounded by open fields and rolling hills. With no modern amenities like electricity or running water. Despite this, he felt free and content, spending his days running barefoot through the fields, herding cattle, and swimming in nearby streams. Evenings were filled with traditional Xhosa games and storytelling by elders, often about brave warriors and leaders. These tales ignited a spark of leadership in young Mandela's heart. His father once told him, "A true leader does not seek power for himself but serves his people." These words stayed with Mandela for the rest of his life. At age 9, tragedy struck when his father passed away, marking a turning point in Mandela's life. Following his father's death, his mother took him to live with Chief Janjan Taba Dalandibo, a royal leader of the Thembu people. The chief treated Mandela as one of his own, exposing him to a broader world of leadership, tradition, and responsibility. Mandela began his formal education at a Methodist school at the age of 7. Where his teacher, Miss Mdingane, gave him the name Nelson. As was customary for African children to receive English names in school. Though Mandela didn't understand why he needed a new name, he embraced it and focused on his studies. A bright student, he was particularly fascinated by English literature, geography, and history, especially stories of African heroes who resisted colonial rule. Mandela often said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world," a belief that fueled his drive to learn and dream big. As Mandela grew older, he became acutely aware of the inequalities in his society. South Africa was under the oppressive system of apartheid, which enforced racial segregation and denied basic rights to black South Africans. This stark reality planted the seeds of his lifelong struggle for justice and equality. At 16, Mandela participated in a traditional Xhosa rite of passage ceremony, where elders spoke of the responsibilities of manhood and lamented the state of their people under apartheid. This deepened Mandela's resolve to fight for change. Later, at 19, when Chief John Jintaba arranged a marriage for him, Mandela decided to pursue his education and independence. He boldly left for Johannesburg, the bustling city that would become the stage for his revolutionary journey. Johannesburg was vibrant but harsh, especially for black South Africans, who lived in poverty and faced systemic discrimination. Mandela worked as a night watchman at a gold mine while continuing his studies. Despite the hardships, he remained determined, often studying by candlelight in his small, crowded room. His resilience paid off when he enrolled at the University of Witwatersrand to study law. Mandela was one of the few black students there and faced discrimination daily, which only strengthened his resolve. During this time, he joined the African National Congress, ANC, a political organization dedicated to fighting apartheid. He and other young activists formed the ANC Youth League, bringing fresh energy and bold strategies to the movement. Mandela's vision was clear: a South Africa where all races could live in harmony and equality. He tirelessly worked toward this goal, organizing protests, strikes, and marches. Inspired by Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolent resistance, Mandela believed in peaceful protest, though the government often responded with violence. In 1952, Mandela achieved one of his dreams by becoming a lawyer. He and Oliver Tambo opened South Africa's first black law firm, providing affordable legal assistance to victims of apartheid. Mandela's commitment to justice earned him admiration, but it also made him a target of the apartheid regime. In 1960, the Sharpeville massacre, where police killed 69 unarmed protesters, marked a turning point. The government banned the ANC, forcing Mandela and other leaders to go underground. Recognizing that nonviolent methods alone might not suffice, Mandela co-founded Umkhonto we Sizwe, Spear of the Nation, a secret armed group aimed at sabotaging government infrastructure. In 1962, Mandela was arrested and later sentenced to life imprisonment for his activism. For 27 years, he endured harsh conditions on Robben Island, performing hard labor and living in isolation. Yet, he remained a symbol of hope, teaching fellow prisoners about leadership and resilience. Mandela's imprisonment galvanized a global movement against apartheid. In 1990, after immense international pressure, Mandela was released. At 71, he emerged unbroken, ready to lead South Africa toward freedom. His first words upon release were, the time for healing has come. In 1994, Mandela became South Africa's first black president, uniting a deeply divided nation. He preached forgiveness, famously donning the jersey of South Africa's national rugby team during the 1995 World Cup to promote unity. After one term, Mandela stepped down, spending his later years advocating for peace and education. Nelson Mandela passed away in 2013, but his legacy endures. He taught the world that courage, determination, and forgiveness can overcome even the greatest injustices. His life is a testament to the power of hope and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Now I have question for you. What we can learn from Nelson Mandela's story? I would love to hear you answer.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel.